Real quick, I'm letting the those base coats of the white and that yellow dry till I get some more coats on there. I just figure a way I'm going to fix the bases. I'm using the Ceram coat. I got the Autumn Brown, Toffee Brown, and Dunes Beige. And I think I get these for what? A little over $1 a piece. And they have like a one size all shipping policy, like $7.95 a shipment. So you buy a lot at once, and it's really inexpensive per bottle. I think this last shipment I got was about $1.40 a bottle. And that's 2 ounces of paint, and you have unlimited amount of, well, not obviously not limited, but a very big amount of earth tones to deal with. So that's why I want to use it for terrain, and I'm going to use it on these bases. And it gives me something, you know, your palette a little bit wider to use. They probably do match some of the colors I already have with Vallejo and Minotaur and the Army Painter, but there's all those little colors in between. You have, like, right there, you have Ivory, Young Wheat, Old Parchment, Santa Flesh, Flesh Tan. Just all the whole spectrum of colors. And I have the different earth tones up there, dark browns, the medium browns, and the beiges, and you get into the more autumn colors, the terracottas and the oranges and the custards. But that's it right now, quick update, and I will be back soon. Thanks. Hi, these are the 3 colors I use again to repair those bases that I didn't really like how they turned out. So it's this Ceram coat. This is, if anyone's ever heard of 3T Studios at Arizona, he's a terrain manufacturer. He does a lot of stuff on eBay, and he has a good website with some tutorials and recommends paint. And Ceram coat is one he recommends as a one of the highest quality craft paint out there. And like I said, I get this for like $1.05 a bottle plus shipping, and it's like about $1.40 a bottle. It's cheaper than going to my local store. I want to show you the base, how they turned out. So we got some light going, and I'm going to airbrush these in a second. I think those turned out nice. It looks like a really parched desert. I like how you see the wash in there a little bit. I think it turned out really good. It gave it like almost a real realistic look to it. This is the first one I did. And I hope you can see that. Far away is probably even better. So I'm going to hit this with some more craft paint. Americana Mississippi Mud. It almost looks like graveyard earth. And that's what I'm going to mix with. I'm going to put it probably in the Velocity, thin it out first. Then just get these nice and paint it up. Then we'll almost done with these things. Just do some last minute detailing, and still got to do those eyes. I'm trying to hold back on that. But that's it for now. I'll be back soon. Thanks. Okay, if you see me paint those bases I made with the slate, that's one thing. But painting a base that is ready with a miniature on it is another thing. I got both my hands rested on the desk. I'm kind of hunched over just to get some good support. Making sure on the bottom of the support base thing, I'm getting good color coming out. Not too bad. There's like, we got that shoe, we don't want to get that. We got a little spidering, so it might be a little too thin. Maybe a little too much pressure. Actually, it's drying quite quickly. We'll just do this very slowly and methodically. Even this slow, it's way faster than brush painting them, and you get a way better result. I don't know if you can see on camera, we got a lot of, you can see like the darkness of the base coming through the paint after it dries. And we have a little bit of a lip right there. Let's see if we can. Remember, these are Rehab orcs, so some of these bases are kind of dinged up a little bit. But that is not bad. We're just going to go through these and put another coat on them. Do another one for you. Gotta keep it backed off a little bit. And just, we might have to thicken the paint up a little bit, but it's as soon as you hit it with the air, it dries quite quickly. That's kind of a cool little look. All my even my Space Marines and these guys, I use the same color. It's cheap and easy to remember. It's easy to thin out. Excuse me. This way, had some kind of paint come on the outside of it. We're going to have to go over it a few times to blend it in. Because, you know, airbrush coats are very, very thin. Obviously, you get the idea of that right now. I'm going to finish these off camera. I'll show you when I get back. And thanks for joining me. Well, I'm back again. I remember I was talking about while I'm doing this spidering. Well, I went back, filled up the cup a little bit more. The paint is probably a little too thin, so I cut back the air pressure about 5 pounds. So we're at, instead of 20, we're running at about 15. And a lot more control, no spidering now. Nice little even stripes. And we see how with those little discolorations, we're going to have to go do a couple coats. Remember, these are very, very thin coats of paint. And if this wasn't a Rehab model, I'd have these bases a lot smoother. Remember, I took some painted Orks from eBay. I got for like, I don't know, $10 or something like that. And just threw a light coat of primer on them and redid them. There is another rim done. Let's get another one that's screwed up looking. So always check your air pressure. Practice. Just get a piece of card. I have my dry brush cardboard. And I can just check my air pressure and my paint. So I'm getting like perfect atomization right there. And that's like full board paint coming out. So like this one we have. There's probably a little bit of wash right there. And just take your time, go over it, and look at that, it was a couple passes and done. But we'll let the paint dry, work our way around the rim. And I believe this is a .21 needle. I know everyone's using the Sotar. I love the feel of this brush. Sotar's a little bit heavier. I got this in a kit. I have this is the Renegade series. Renegade Chrome is part of the series, but this was like original series that all came together. This is the Velocity, and there's a siphon feed, and there's also a side feed. which I have never used either one of those, but I have them in the case ready to go if I ever need them. As you see, airbrushing is nothing to be afraid of. This is probably what, a little more than 1/8 of an inch for the width of these things, and I'm not getting the boots. See, the metal is still nice and pristine. So I won't bore you. I know sometimes this is fun to watch. Let me do one more real quick, then I'll finish these and show them off to you. And a little more detail to do on these guys. Turned out pretty nice. This is kind of a fun day project to do. And get some kind of little army together that I can eventually play. I think I'll have 20 completed boys now. Not very many. And I got another, I think 30 to go, so that's 50. I think my goal is to get 60 of these guys done. And get a couple squads of knobs going. I got a truck already. I got 3 battle wagons ready to go. Not built yet, but one's partially built. The other 2 still in the box ready to go too. So that's going to be it for right now. I'll be back in a few seconds. I'm going to finish off the rest of these bases. And I'm just going to go through all of them, make sure there's no shadowy looking spots. But then again, I just wanted to show you how easy it is using crappy craft paint. This is a good airbrush. At the time it was very expensive. I think it was still around $100 a piece. But this is one you might want to look into if you don't want to spend on the chrome or find a used one of these. It's Badger, good parts. Thanks again. We are really close to the end. I got these guys' eyes highlighted orange. I got the weapons washed and highlighted all the glyphs. Right now I'm just doing a finishing touch. I'm doing their bottom lip with a mixture of goblin green and scarlet red. It makes a really kind of a putrid purple color. And I just want to, it's a really thinned out paint I'm using. I'm using a size 0 Winsor Newton. You can see right there. And you see the bottom lip. I'm just going to run it over it really gently. Just give it a little bit of discoloration. And that's it. Just a little something. Oops. I'll round this guy off. See if we can do that again. This one will be a little easier to see. He's got that lightened. But see how that's just like a little glaze of like that putrid purple on there? Pops it out a little bit. Not going to worry about the guy with the maw, or whatever the hell that thing on the helmet is. And after this, I'm probably going to do one more wash on the teeth and this, just to tone it down a little bit. That's kind of cool too. Let's put it up there. There we go. This is something really simple to do on camera while you're watching. And this one with these guys with the highlighted areas in the lips where I dry brushed, and that candy left it really light, is really, it shows this purple off really nicely. There we go. Yeah, just kind of a light glaze, just to add a little more interest to the face. And we're going to tone it down a little bit too. I just highlighted the teeth. I want those toned down a little bit more. I don't want them looking like elephant tusks. There we go. And the last guy, oops, some paint. Got the excess. Yeah, this guy's got a nice bright mouth. There. Well, I'm going to go back and let this dry. Then I'm going to hit these with a really light wash to get the teeth toned down again. I brought them up to another shade. I put a bone white instead of this that warm gray. And I think we'll call it done. Thanks for joining me, and we'll be back in a second to show them to you. Thanks. Well, this is the final touch I'm doing to these guys. See where the eyes are? I don't want to see if you can get this in focus or not, but I'm putting in some of this new, it's Athonian camo shade. And I think it just makes a little more depth into the eye sockets, because they're a little, it's not, something not right about them. And I'm just putting a little bit of wash in there. And let's see. These guys, you probably can't tell the difference anyways. It adds a little more depth to their skulls. Let's see, probably on this guy I could probably see it really well. Let's see here. We'll put a little. Wiping the brush off and going back in and wicking away some of the wash. And look at that. That looks very much more evil. Let's add the little touch. So you got the red, and then you got a little slight orange highlight on it. And then you got the Athonian camo shade. It's the exact same thing as the old green wash. We're close to it. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, here's another guy. Got good eyes. A little drop there. A little drop there. And that second drop was perfect. This one we got to clean up a little bit. Clean up. Perfect. That adds just so much to their faces. Whoa. Then after this, I'm going to hit them with some varnish. I don't think I'm going to do the oil varnish after all. Or the oil wash on these guys. They look pretty good as they are. See, I gotta repair one base. It looks like I got a little bit of a wash on the edge of a base over here. Ooh. Well, this will be the end of this part, and then I'll just have a quick video showing these guys completed. I like this guy's eyes too. They really stand out. A little bit of that green just kind of makes them set a little bit more. So thank you for joining me. This was fun to do. And next video you see up, you'll see these guys all done. I'll pose them on some terrain or on the game board and do some photos too, so you can get a good shot of them. Thanks again.